Have you guys ever wondered how much groceries cost in New Zealand? What can you get for your money in New Zealand when you do your shopping? I, a couple of years ago, started this YouTube channel, and at that time, my budget for groceries was $100 and I was trying to get it down to $70. And that seemed very doable at the time. That was just how we were living, and I thought this would be great to share with other people. Maybe there's a nugget of information in there for someone else. If they've grown up in a different kind of house or had different life experiences, maybe what I know when it comes to grocery shopping is, unique to me and my family. I didn't know. But my grocery shopping videos are some of my most popular. So today I'm taking you through what I've bought today at the supermarket, and we are a long, long way off our $70 that we had 3 years ago. We're a long way off the $100 that I had 2 years ago. So today I've spent $180 at Pack and Save in Ototahi, Christchurch, New Zealand, and I'm going to take you through my grocery bag and show you what you can get for that kind of money and how I structure my shop so that I'm building up my pantry all the time. My ultimate aim is not to shop each week for the things I need, because I should be able to get them from my pantry. It's to be able to shop the specials so that I'm stocking up my pantry when the price is right. Let's get on to it and I'll show you what I got. Toilet paper. Now, I didn't used to get this toilet paper. I used to get a toilet paper that was wrapped in paper and came with 6 rolls of toilet paper. But that toilet paper is $4 more than this toilet paper. So I guess I've caved on my will, to get that other toilet paper. That's where it's at. So that's my toilet paper. I've got 2 bunches of bananas. I've already had one from here. Now, what I will say with the bananas, so these were on sale. I do remember these were $2.99 a bunch. So sometimes the bananas will have only 5 bananas in a bunch, and sometimes they will have 6. So I look through the bunches of bananas and make sure I find a bunch that has 6 good sized bananas in each one. I know. Some people might listen to this and think, oh my goodness, you might be like the tightest woman in the world. But for me, it seems obvious. Why would you buy 5 bananas for $2.99 when you could be buying 6 bananas for $2.99? So I do this without even thinking about it. And hopefully I'm passing these skills on to my kids. Next is meat. Chicken was not on sale. That's $8.80 for some thigh cutlets. I will actually, that's got a bone. I went through like this to see if they were deboned. That one there does actually have a bone, which I can see. What I will do is cut that up into a stir fry, and the reason I buy that rather than the breast is because it's $5 less per kg. So it's basically the same thing. Now I've got this reduced pork stir fry. We never eat pork. Well, I don't eat pork, but my kids never eat pork. I don't even know if they've eaten pork because my husband doesn't like it. So I never buy it, but I thought, gosh, my kids might not have eaten pork. So I saw this today on special and I thought, I'll buy it. And mince. Mince on sale. So this is $21.99 a kg and it's $3. $3.71 less than that, so I don't know what that would make it. I put that in half, and that is 1 meal, 2 meals. So 2 meals in there, 3, 4. So there's 4 meat meals there. Now I did go to Hella's factory shop, not last week, the week before, and stocked up there. So we have a gazillion sausages and lunch meats, which means we're not necessarily going to eat all these things this week. This meat is going in the freezer, and I already have meat out for the week ahead. So that's how we're doing that, and that's what I want to be able to do with every single product. It's a heavy bag. So I've got my regular buns. I was going to stop buying these now the kids aren't rowing, because they do get a bit repetitive, but it's so good just to have them in the freezer for times when I haven't done enough baking. So I've got 2 of those. 2 sweets, and I do have some just savoury ones as well. We've got so much fruit at the moment. I certainly don't feel like I have to buy fruit, but these are red kiwi fruits, and I've never eaten one of those, but I did see a picture of one the other day. So I was excited to try them. So it should be red on the inside. I do also love these zesty ones because they don't have the fuzziness on the outside, which is not really a problem now, but I think when I was a kid, it used to give me a funny tongue. So they were also on sale. I'm not going to get out, oh well actually that's not true, I am going to get them all out. But I got these organic diced tomatoes today. They were a low price, from memory, $1.25 a tin. So when they're like $2 a tin, I don't buy organic tomatoes, I just buy the 89-cent tomatoes. But when the price difference isn't too much, and there's not a rule for that, it's just what I kind of feel is too much or not, then I will buy organic. And all our things like rice, oats, flour, lentils, dried fruit, sugar is all organic. I buy that in bulk through a food co-op. So I feel like, the base of our diet is organic, but we do have a limited budget, and so I just work within that and see what I can get, and I don't feel too bad about it. So anyway, that's it. Let's get the tomatoes stacked up. I bought tons and tons of them. Well, not tons, I think I bought 10, but I can't look at I really like looking at my docket to make sure that they haven't made a mistake, because, Pack and Save has been known to make a mistake. I got some tinned fruit, pineapple. I'm just trying to buy a tinned fruit each week that we're not actually eating, because we have lots of actual fruit at the moment. And just to stock up the cupboard. Again, this is just basically a pantry shop. I've just stocked up pantry. These were on sale $1.20 something. Also, they're normally $1.60 something. So I got lots of them, and they were on sale last week as well. So I have a few already. Cheese, that was, can't remember either, $13 something. It was the best of the 800-gram tasted cheeses. And I did buy some soft brown sugar, and I ummed and ahed. It's only a couple of dollars, but I have just bought 10 kgs of organic sugar. And I thought, well, why do you buy brown sugar when you already have tons of sugar? It is the same thing. But this just makes some baking taste better. Like when it says brown sugar in the baking, I find it changes it if you don't use brown sugar. So I bought some because I really want to make some very yummy things today. And I got a tomato relish. I had made some relishes, tomato relishes, but they've all been eaten, despite asking for them not to be eaten until winter. And actually yesterday I made some feijoa chutney. So I've got some feijoa chutney, I've made some persimmon chutney, and then we've got some stuff left over from last year. So it's nice, it changes your sandwiches if you can have nice chutney on it. I bought just one loaf of bread, and that's to make some toasted sandwiches with. I'm going to pre-make those and just put them in the freezer. These are just the rest of the tomatoes. Whatever I find, I'm just going to put out more tomato sauce. I did take my list with me that I've written out, which says how many of each thing I need. And it just lets me know what's in the pantry and what's not, so I can kind of gauge where I should be spending our money. I just got one baked beans and one spaghetti. And that's just to top that up. I got 1 can of chickpeas because we used a can of chickpeas, and I wanted 5 cans of chickpeas in the pantry, and so that brings me back up to 5. And that's the last of my tomatoes, I think. Yeah, so I got 10 of those. These little tunas were on sale for 89 cents. The kids quite like tuna. They don't like to have it at school because it stinks, but they quite like to have it for afternoon tea, some tuna and crackers. And this is something I have never bought before, beef dripping. And this came about because I was watching a YouTube video about, I can't remember what the title was, but it was something along the lines of things that we don't use anymore, basically because of marketing. And it was the idea that, we used to all have a dripping tray or a dripping tin, something like that, And that was used to fry the things that we were frying. And then at some point, advertising said, no, you should use margarine and you should use vegetable oil. That will be healthier for you. And that's all good, and that's what I've grown up with. I remember when I was young, like primary school age, we definitely had a dripping tray. I can remember like the thick white fat in it. But from teenage years, definitely it was always oil rather than dripping. And that just got me thinking, actually, and I was talking actually with my dad about it, and he was like, oh, but look how much longer we live now. And I thought, oh, that's probably just because, so many old people are well medicated now versus, if there wasn't such good medication out there, maybe a lot of people wouldn't be alive. So maybe it's not the dripping, maybe it's lifestyle. So I'm just going to try it and just see what it tastes like. I can't remember for my family. It is beef dripping, so that's, meat. Do I have a problem with that because I don't eat meat? Not so much as a waste product, but yeah, we'll see. I haven't given it too much thought, but I did want to try doing some chips with that. Like we never buy pre-cut chips, we just make them from our potatoes. And I thought, oh, I bet you they'll taste really nice if they're cooked in that. So we'll give it a try. Two things of rice crackers. Now these have gone up in price. They were, oops, oh my goodness, sorry. About to send you over the edge there. I went to put this against the thing that my camera's sitting on. I thought it was about to fly off the table. So these have gone up. They were $1.55, now they're $1.65. So if you think about it in, I guess, in cents, it's gone up a lot, hasn't it? It's just one of those things. They're very insidious, the changes, but they all add up. I got a couple of these for the pantry. I got 3 pastas, again for the pantry. And that is just looking at my list and going, oh, how many pastas do I want to have? No, I don't have that many. Baking soda also for the pantry, and this makes my baking section complete in the pantry, which means I have 2 of each of the things I need. 2 cocos, 2 baking sodas, 2 baking powders, 2 custard powders, which is good. I got some coffee for the pantry for my husband. Just 1 yogurt. We use about 1 of these a week, so that's just really a replacement. It's just under $5, so it's not really a bargain. If I come across them as a bargain, I'll buy tons. And I bought 1 barbecue sauce. That was an impulse buy. It's not on my list, and I don't normally buy it. I got 2 more dishwashing liquids. They're still on sale, so that's just me stocking up. Yeah, I really hope never to buy things that are not on sale going forward. Then if I can manage to do that, I think I will very easily get my shopping down to a comfortable $1.50. And then here I've just got buns. Hang on. So I again go through and make sure I get the buns, the 16 pack, if I can find it, rather than the 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah. So that's pretty good. So sometimes there'll be 6, sometimes there'll be 12 packs, and sometimes there'll be 16 packs. So that's what I'm going for, because that's 4 lunches for my kids. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 lunches there. Here's another one, 16. I feel like a bit of a winner when I find the 16 packs. So altogether there's 8 lunches there. Then on top of that, I've got some brown bread rolls and some Turkish rolls as well. When I am retired, I think I'm going to go and do like some kind of course on bread baking, because we make our own bread, but it's just never as soft and fluffy as this bread. When I look at the ingredients of this, I can see we put a lot less things in them. There's a list here with probably 30 things in it. we don't put 30 things in our bread. So I need to find out if there's a way to make our healthier bread a little more fluffy, and then hopefully I can get the kids back eating it. And here's some onions. We didn't grow many onions this year, so I am buying them in. I did buy some last week, but they were just little onions, and I used them all yesterday, barring I think 2 tiny ones for the relish that I was making. So I've just got 4 onions there. I remember they were $1.99 a kg, so that's probably a kg's worth. And then my very last thing. No, what do you guys think? Do you reckon that looks like a good amount of food for the money? I feel like it's pretty good. And again, remember, this isn't what we're eating, so it's not like, oh, we're having tomato sauce for dinner tonight. No, that's for the pantry, so that when we need tomato sauce, it's there, and we can just shop it. So I can say, okay, today's grocery day, what do I need? What do we want to eat for the week ahead? And I can just go to my pantry and get those things out. And then I go to the supermarket and I'm stocking up on the sales. And in a perfect world, based on this theory, there will always be food in the cupboard that I want and bargains at the supermarket that I need. And these are the last things I got. So these are 12 lemon lime and bitters and 12 ginger beers. And they will go away in the cupboard. And then if we have some people over, I don't really drink very much these days. I've got a half a bottle of wine sitting in the fridge from about 3 weeks ago. It's just, I know it gives me a bit of a headache these days, so I have to be, I don't know, it has to feel like a very social thing to do before I can be bothered. So ginger beer is yum. I love the lemon lime and bitters. Yeah, and that's it. So that's our grocery shop. Do you reckon it was money well spent or not so much? So that's the grocery shop. I'm going to put this all away now, and then I'll take you quickly to the pantry and you can see kind of my method, the method to my madness, and how well stocked up we are. See you soon. Okie doke, let's do the pantry tour because I have tidied it all up. Isn't that looking good? So you can start up there. I'm looking, I've got kind of medical things up the top, cleansers, there's some Panadol there, Epsom salts, that kind of thing on that second shelf. Then I'm coming down, this is things that I don't envisage using very quickly. These are the things I want to use up, is the plum chutney and the piccalilli that I made last year. And this row here is just tinned fruit. Salt, there's cinnamon there and garlic powder. I'd like to get a big giant one of ginger as well. Down here is some apples that I've dried. That whole row there is all dried apples. Then down here I've got, that's just normal long life milk. This is almond milk, obviously, as it says. So that's my milk. Down here I've got spaghetti and baked beans. That row apart from these two. These here are 2 rows of tomatoes, so there's about 20 tins of tomatoes there. Then here is beans. So there's 10 tins of beans, like kidney beans and black beans, things for nachos. That's my tomato sauces that I was stocking up on. There's a few more down here too. And in this drawer here, I've got 5 chickpeas, some sliced mushrooms. I didn't buy these today. I just had them in the cupboard and I thought I'd better use them. But I did notice that they were only 89 cents today at Pack and Save as well. There's the remainder of the sauce. These are the packets of things like spice mix and yogurts. A bit of tuna. Got about, I think, 11 bags of pasta. So that seems pretty decent. This is my baking drawer. And other things, obviously. Got stock there. I've actually bought some brown organic rice, which I'm waiting for a delivery of, but I have that rice there also. Some coffee, crackers. I've got 5 tins of condensed milk. I've got 2 of each of these, so that's my baking soda that I was topping up 2 of those. I've actually got 3 custards, 2 baking powders and 2 cocoa. And I have this brown sugar plus the one I bought today, so that's gone into the pantry that I use all the time. And then there's not much down here at all. That's the dishwashing liquid stores, so I've got 5 of those, that's 5 litres. A conditioner and just 1 nacho chips. And I'll show you in here as well. So that's the fizzy drink. I've got extra dog biscuits. Behind here, that's rolled oats. That was a 25 kg bag, so I'm guessing, gosh, it's probably about 7 kgs there, and I have a new one coming, which is good. Then in here, I've got 10 kgs of honey, which you can see there. I've got some oil, I've got some more milk. And I have oops. Don't know if you can see that down there. I have a massive tin of peaches. Then I have my preserves that I've made this year. So you can see I have not been very busy in that department. There's just 4 jars there, feijoa chutney and 1 persimmon, some body wash, toilet paper, and behind there, which you can't see but in the white containers, is coconut oil. I'll take you quickly to the garage and you can just see the freezer in there. Won't be a tick. My garage is a massive mess because we're stacking wood at the moment. So this is, I don't know if you can see that very well, that's about half of our wood. So we've got, what we have, 16 square metres is what we ordered. So I just have to get through here. That's pine shavings for the chickens, extra layer pellets. There's pellets in here for the chickens. I bought this bin at Bunnings because I wanted to get really good with my storage, because the last thing I want to do is stock up with stuff and then have it, you know, be eaten by rats or something. But I bought 2 smaller container. I thought that was going to be big enough. Anyway, here's the freezer. So this is what we've got. You know, maybe 4 packs of mince, a couple of things of chicken, a bit of sandwich meat. It's not a huge amount, but it feels like enough. And then down here, this here is all sausages. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags of sausages, and in each bag there'll be at least 12 sausages. Down the bottom, that's dog bones. That's nothing for us. And then in here I just have some sweet, like some buns. That there's frozen feijoa for use at a later date. I've got some soups that I've already made. And down here is more fruit that I've collected over the summer. So blackberries and currants. So that's kind of it. And I have a small freezer inside. I'll show you guys that as well. Oh, and I got these. These were only $1.99 a few weeks back. So I stocked up. But I have to like tell my husband, don't just keep coming and getting them. You know, like we want to have them so that we can always have a pack of crumpets each week, right? Not so we eat a pack of crumpets every day for 10 days and then have no crumpets. Okay, let's go inside and have a look. And just for fun, the garden, it's all looking very autumnal at the moment. There's some carrots that I just dug up yesterday that I need to put inside. All the leaves are coming off the trees. The garden's looking good. The last apple's there. Nice, very happy with that. So everything I've shown you up to this point is our stores. This is kind of this is what we're using for the week stuff. So I still haven't got organised and made those into toasted sandwiches, so I'm going to do that. You know, we've got pumpkin, bananas are up there. Lots and lots of ingredients. We are an ingredients house. We're not a packaged, you know, like you open the fridge, it looks bare, but it's because we haven't made anything to put in there. We have to make the thing from the ingredients that we have, and we have plenty. I feel very secure at the moment. I did lots of feijoa things yesterday, so there's a feijoa loaf which I'm going to have as soon as I finish doing this video. We have tons of eggs, more eggs there, and then I start another box up here so that I know that we have to use these ones first, these ones second. If we don't have something, we'll probably have like omelettes or whatever, and then that will use up a ton of eggs. So that's one, and then the very last thing to look at is this freezer. Now this is the freezer for the week ahead. So this is what we will go to when we need buns for school lunches, when we need to look at something for dinner. This is where it has to come from, not from the freezer outside. And that's that. Thanks so much for joining us. I look forward to catching you next time. Bye for now.